Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Field House here at Winchester High School. Once again, it's tournament time at Winchester High, and your Sachems kick off action in the first round of the MIAA Division II State Championship playoffs against the North Andover Scarlet Knights here at home. Steve Latanzi, as always, alongside the man, the myth, the legend, my partner in crime, Sean O'Loughlin.
Oh, what an intro. I feel almost famous.
I don't think it gets any better than that.
No. And kudos to yourself here. I think we're going to have ourselves a great game here tonight. But I think the Sachems have got to come out here, Steve, and be like a man driving a Ferrari in a race. They got to tear that rearview mirror off and realize what's behind doesn't count. It's all tournament time, and if you lose, you go home.
No question about it. This is the big game, the start, the first round of the state tournament. The Sachems come in 12-7. Their opposition, the Scarlet Knights of Andover, 12-8. The Scarlet Knights are the 9th seed in the North Sectionals. The Sachems are number 8. And Sean, we were talking earlier, you mentioned that that's not power seeding, but merely it dictates strength of schedule.
Yes, it's based totally on your winning percentage, not on your conference strengths. Because the Middlesex League is one of the toughest leagues to play in, as you know, Steve. And you can have a 12-8 record and have some quality losses there against quality teams, whereas you might be a team from one of the northern conferences, and you could be 18-0. I won't mention any names. It won't hurt any feelings. And you haven't played anybody. But because you're 18-0, you get the higher seeding. So there are what some people would think upsets, but really they're not. They're just the MIA one likes to just base it on, so there's no favoritism or seen favoritism towards one conference or the other, or demoting a team's record. But it does lend to some upsets.
You're right, Sean. Both of these teams are perennial mid-pack. North Andover comes out of the Cape Ann League, not known as dominant in basketball. They do produce good programs. So
yes.
The teams are fairly evenly matched. We see Winchester's a little taller, as we've seen most of the season.
Yes.
I've compared the Scarlet Knights team, as we see right now, to Reading. They have their big man.
I think that's an excellent observation. I'd also say a little bit like Burlington, too.
I think so. They have a 6'6" big man in the middle. They have a power forward who you could compare to John Kazanovitz. And then they have a team of perennial guards and underclassmen.
Well, they look like they don't have any problem with ball handling, and that could lend to a problem for the Sachems when they have a multiple ability to bring the ball up the floor. I think it makes it hard to trap. It makes it hard to shut down an offensive attack.
If we look at the Scarlet Knights right now, Sean, you can see that one big man in the middle, and then a pretty evenly matched team with not a lot of height, but they do have a lot of team speed.
Oh, definitely.
Just like the Sachems, they're aggressive, they'll attack the boards, and watching them in warm-ups, this team's fired up.
Well, I'm sure one thing, too, their big man is going to be among the trees all day. So I'm sure what he's thinking and North Andover's thinking is to sacrifice his numbers offensively and make sure that he plays down low. I'm sure in a 3-2, he'll play down low in the middle and try to give them defensive rebounds and a defensive presence. But I don't think you'll see them attack down low. I see them fast breaking and trying to run the Sachems off the floor.
A look down low at courtside to the introduction of the Sachem starting lineup. So you saw Captain Phil Murray. Sean, we thought we wouldn't get a home game. We thought it was our last broadcast against, what was it, Wakefield?
Wakefield.
And now here we are, first round of the tournament, but this is definitely our last game, our last broadcast here from the Field House, at least until next season.
Well, you know something, though? I wouldn't count it out. I haven't looked at the draw yet. I don't know where the Sachems fall. But again, you could be in a draw where there's a team who's 18-0, and they get beaten by a team that's, the 17th seed, but they're from a stronger conference. That would mean the Sachems would get another home game, maybe.
So it's not about neutral sites?
No, not the first count. It doesn't go to a neutral site until usually the semifinals or finals. Sometimes the quarters, depending on how large the draw is.
Taking a quick look at the coaching staff for the North Andover varsity boys basketball team. Mike McVeigh is at the helm of the Scarlet Knights ship alongside Tim LaBelle John Fairmouth, and Dan LaBelle. For the Sachems, all season long, it's been Quentin Dale and his assistants, John Dupuis and Bill Chase. There's a look at Coach Mike McVeigh of the Scarlet Knights. Coach McVeigh put together a great program. Him and Coach Dale are also similar. They took a program that was not as strong, have built it up really well, and are now in the first round of the state tournament.
Oh, yes. There, I'm going to have a moment.
Just observing there a moment of silence for the victims and all those affected by September 11th. Very somber moment here at the Fieldhouse, and PA announcer Tommy Carr, a junior at Winchester High, reads over the rules and regulations for tonight's tournament game as dictated by the MIAA. We are now being asked to stand and join Winchester High School senior Catherine DePerna for the singing of our national anthem. Well, Sean, I don't know if it's just me, but you can cut the intensity in this gym with a knife.
Let's light this rocket.
As the fans continue to pile in to the field house at Winchester High, and we get set for the opening tip. Sean, a quick review of the keys of the game. I think the Sachems really need to crash the boards and box out on defense.
Oh, absolutely.
They need to get on the board early and keep this game close. If they can pull ahead or keep it close, I think it's theirs.
I do too. I think the key is all season's been their Achilles heel, let's face it, has been the defensive rebounds. We are not boxing out. We need somebody to step up and be a leader down low on the defensive end of the floor.
Here we go, Sean. The fans are set. We're ready. Let's take you to the floor for the opening tip in the first round of the Division II MIAA State Tournament. And interesting call that time. Looks like the ball will bounce the way of the Scarlet Knights, and they will inbound and kick things off on the offensive end.
I thought he touched it before he and the ball were out of bounds.
The Knights moving the ball outside the perimeter.
Oh, Steve, I know as a former coach here, a soccer coach, I know North Andover girls and Winchester Sachem ladies have had some great games that have ended in shootouts. So there is a tradition, a past between these two programs. They have played head-to-head before in other sports.
Fleming has the ball at the top of the key. He'll set the Sachem offensive attack. He's got Murray up top. Murray back to Fleming on the right side. Murray looking inside. Murray up strong at traffic. He's fouled, and he'll be at the line for 2. Looks like number 45, Coke captain Kevin Boltier was hurt on that one.
Yeah, he probably banged knees there or shin to knee. That hurts.
Looks like Captain Murray landed on him wrong. Nonetheless, Murray's at the line, shooting 2. And has an opportunity to open the scoring at tonight's game. Murray gets one. Nice shot. Murray picks up both of them, and Sachems have a 2-0 lead in the early going. Sachems dictating an aggressive full-court press. Not a lot of options. Right in the hands of Banda. He can't finish. Up again, it's knocked away. And the Knights managed to hang on.
That was a moral victory for North Andover there.
Double dribble call. The Sachems will get the ball right back. So their aggressive defense that they've been working on all season looks like it's really paying off against the Scarlet Knights.
Oh, yeah, and I think the Scarlet Knights, I think what you're going to see here is the advantage of opening your playoff season at home. It gives you a little familiarity, a little comfort zone there. And the little mistakes you see in North Andover do right now, a lot of them are due to the unfamiliarity of the house.
Good effort that time by Jeff Vanderkreik. He's fouled as he goes up for the shot, and he will be at the line for 2.
Well, this is where we can take care of business. We can really hurt a team if they foul us like this every time we go up.
We struggled in the early going as a team, but now we've really come on, especially in the home stretch. Mm-hmm. And as we mentioned, some of these keys are to really get on the board early.
Get on the board early and don't look back.
Early and often. Vanderkreik, he hasn't been to the line much. An attempted shot is good,
nice
and
shot.
he converts on 1 of 2. There's a look at the junior center, number 52 out of Winchester High School, Jeff Vanderkreik.
Now there's that speed we were talking about. There's that speed, Stephen. The ability, then more than one pair of hands that can handle the ball. That was nice work by North Andover breaking the press.
Good ball movement by the Knights. Pope, mid-range jumper. He gets it.
Nice shooter's roll there, huh?
A little gift from the backboard, but nonetheless, the Sachems now lead at 4-2.
I think that ball licked the whole rim.
Great look down low. Traveling violation called on co-captain Kevin Boltier. A look at the starting lineups for the Scarlet Knights. At guard, co-captain Kevin Tangles. At the other guard, number 30, James Conley. At center, number 45, Kevin Boltier. And at forward, number 55, Keith Driscoll.
Well, we need to get some rebounds here. We need to work a little bit on that offensive end right here early. Nice perimeter passing by North Andover here by the Knights. Working the ball around, making the Sachem defense really work hard here.
Shot clock trouble. It's down to 5. They need a shot. They just get it off. No good. Phil Murray, big rebound. And Fleming will bring the ball up the right side.
Oh, saw that coming. That looked like a Jay Fiedler pass.
David Gulzani picks it off. Sean, I've noticed at the end that the Knights, they're not converting on all their trips. If they want to stay competitive with a team like the Sachems that can break away, they need to put points on the board.
Oh, absolutely. Oh.
Loose ball. And Conley comes away with a bucket.
The Sachems have got to take a little bit better care of the ball. We've had one picked off pass. We've had a ball picked off.
Good run on that time by Fleming. He can't get it to drop. The score stands at 5-4. Sachems lead by 1.
Nice penetration there for the Sachems.
And it looks like Vanderkreik didn't set his feet in time, and the foul will be called. Kevin Boltier, the 6'6" senior center, is at the line.
Well, right now, the little momentum shift to North Andover, but they didn't get their record for just being a bunch of stiffs. They're a
It
good
looks-
team. They're enthusiastic. They crash the boards. They play like 5 out there.
We see Coach McVay there. It looks as if both teams are a little stiff, a little shaky in the early going.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be interesting to see if both teams can really pick things up here in the first half of play from the field house at Winchester High.
The unfamiliarity of both teams. They've never seen one another play before. They've probably seen some film maybe, but that's about it.
Poltier's been the story so far as he converts on both of his free throws. Sean, it's interesting that you say that. Maybe they watched some film because it looks like North Andover was very foreign to the Sachems full court press. They had a lot of trouble with it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they did have a chance to look at some film on the Sachems, and if not, definitely favorable to the Sachems offensive and defensive attack. Up the floor comes the ball in the hands of number 30.
So the height factor
James
seems to
Conley.
be something affecting them quite a bit. I don't think they're used to probably seeing a team as overall as high as the Sachems, as I should say, as tall as the Sachems.
And another traveling violation is called. Coach McVay not happy.
By my calculations, there isn't one player on the floor right now by the Sachems shorter than any player on the other team.
Coach McVay will go to the bench for guard James Dodge, a sophomore guard, standing 5'11", and Fleming will bring the ball up the court for the Sachems. He's got it over to Pope. Pope on the right side looking for options. Gets a good screen that time by Vanderkrek. Cross court to Fleming. Fleming, the hero of that Woburn game several weeks ago. Fleming gets a mid-range jumper to fall. Since we were last with you, the Sachems won a huge contest in Woburn. Very hostile place to play. They were down 1 with, I believe it was 4.6 seconds left. They drove the length of the court, and Johnny Fleming hit a 3-point shot to seal the deal for the Sachems, and I think it's an understatement to say that Woburn High erupted.
Well, and that game is the difference between the Sachems being at North Andover or at home.
Looks like the Scarlet Knights are in a little bit of a hurry, Sean.
Yeah.
That's the
Left without dribbling.
third traveling violation we've seen in several minutes. Murray has the ball on the right side. Great look down, little Bandai. Bandai gets 2.
That's just great ball movement around the perimeter and movement without the ball. That is a key element to opening up that shot.
Excellent effort by the Sachems and a good heads-up pass by Phil Murray. Great job by John Bandai to finish. As the Scarlet Knights will work the ball around the perimeter, trying to set up their offense.
Now, if you notice, though, the Knights are getting pushed out a little further here this last time down the floor.
The score 9-6 in favor of the Sachems as the Scarlet Knights fail to convert yet again. Good look that time over to Murray. Murray drives the lane. He's got 2. A great second effort by Phil Murray. The story all year, and Sean, it was interesting. We mentioned that Phil had put up such MVP-type numbers. He finished 3rd in the MVP voting in the Middlesex League. So a great job all season long for Phil Murray, and it really showed in the end.
I think Murray had a great season, and I think the team had a great season considering the injuries at which they had to deal with throughout the season. And you know that's an even bigger compliment to finish that high. And I mean, we had a lot of different people in and out of the starting rotation this year for injuries and whatnot.
Dodge converts on his first free throw. I had a chance to attend the All-Star game for the Middlesex League at Woburn High School last weekend. Great event. Very, very goodwill game, to say the least. And we were fortunate enough to send Alex Pope, the junior guard, and Captain Murray to be members of the All-Star team, and Johnny Fleming was a member of the three-point competition.
Excellent. Now, I got to ask this question. Was the young guard, the point guard for Stoneham an All-Star?
Craig Banbury?
Yeah, how did he look where he had somebody to pass to?
Banbury, he's an extremely talented individual, and everyone had a great time with the All-Star game.
I think of the one player who impressed me, I mean, really was his own man there. He was like watching Pistol Pete sometimes.
Beautiful look by Pope. He can't get that one to fall. Great rebound by Murray. Murray puts it back, and he's got 2. The Sachems doing a good job of picking up the loose ends.
Well, they should. They got enough height.
And here comes that full court press. Scarlet Knights will have to deal with it all night, and they do a good job that time. For three is Dodge. He can't get it. Big rebound underneath, and the foul is called on Rosenzweig. I didn't see that one, Sean.
No, I didn't either. I thought the Sachems had position there, but maybe he didn't have his feet planted. And again, the Sachems have got to give them no second shots here. They've got more height than most major metropolitan cities. So they need to use it well, and they need to box out on the defensive end. There's no excuse for that.
You know, Sean, it's interesting that you say most metropolitan cities. The winner of tonight's game travels to Charlestown on Friday to collide with the Townies.
Well, there'll be a good team there. I'll tell you what, the Sachems or the Knights will see probably the best ball handling club they'll ever see.
Alex Pope bringing the ball up the right side. He sets in the middle. Big three by Pope. Can't get it to fall, and a rebound underneath by number 12, Kevin Tangles.
And I'm sure there's a couple of scouts here for Charlestown watching this game.
Of course, the Townies have a first-round bias, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were some scouts in attendance, and they call a kick ball.
The foot never came off the floor.
Didn't look like it.
The foot. That's a bad call. That foot never came up off the floor.
We have seen some rough ones thus far. We'll see if that can hurt either team.
Well, Charlestown has, I was just reading in the paper, they have a very good point guard over there.
He's on his way to Florida.
Yep.
Play basketball for the Gators.
They play basketball in Florida?
I guess so.
I mean, how did they get him off the beach?
Good drive by Murray. Can't get that one to fall, and the rebound goes to Boutier. The Scarlet Knights showing some signs of life. Up strong
nice
is Dowley. He gets two.
You know, right now the Knights are being very smart. They're taking what the Sachems are giving them. They got. That's a travel. That was a travel.
Looked like it. Nonetheless, it leads to a Sachem turnover.
Dale right now is giving ear to the official on that last one a little bit.
The score deadlocked at 13. Dodge has the ball on the right side, up fake. Down low to Boutier. Boutier puts one up. He can't get it. Murray comes away with a rebound.
Nice.
Murray's done a great job under the boards all night long.
He has. He needs a little help.
And a hold called on number 32, John Dowley. Possession arrow will go to the Sachems.
You know, my curiosity is here right now, Steve, is how deep is North Andover?
Really not sure. I did my best to do my homework on the Scarlet Knights, as I like to do with every team. And that was one of the things I really couldn't get a grasp for. As you know, the rosters do expand slightly for the tournament. And I don't know if that had any effect. Nonetheless,
bad.
A costly turnover for the Sachems. James Conley gets two. And a timeout is called. Sponsored tonight by the MIAA in the first round of the Division II MIAA State Tournament. And a costly pass and a turnover leads to Scarlet Knight points.
That was a terrible pass. No one paying attention there. That's just the people have got to get on the same page. I think a couple of guys are going to find themselves on the bench if they keep that up.
Coach Dale wisely uses a timeout. And a quick note that Brian Kelly had checked into the game to replace John Bandai.
I need not say more. Right now, I think Murray is doing a great job, like you pointed out, Steve, underneath the boards. But he needs some help. He needs somebody else. And really, Murray shouldn't be doing it. Somebody who's more of the role player or the center of the defense should be doing a little bit more of that. We need Murray up front, handling the ball, making penetration.
Tonight's game alongside the MIAA is being brought to you by Winchester Hospital. Winchester Hospital, as always, proud to support a healthy community. And we thank them for helping WinCam Sports cover tonight's first round of the MIAA State Tournament. Back down to the floor. Kelly will inbound to Fleming, and Fleming will try and swing the offense of the Sachems back into their favor. More and more fans pile in. Checking out tonight's action. Good ball movement on the outside.
And
Kelly's got it.
Quite a turnout, Steve, too, from North Andover.
Very, very good fan support, especially in that Cape Ann League. And a jump ball is called. The possession arrow will favor the Sachems. They'll get the ball underneath and set up their inbound attack. Murray's got a good look inside in traffic. Great putback by Rosenzweig.
Great putback. Nice positioning himself there. Well done by the Sachems.
Murray could not get it to fall. Rosenzweig was right there under the boards.
That's
doing a great job of getting the offensive rebound and putting in two.
Oh, he was right there to clean up any mess. Now that I love. I love that. Taking away those passing lanes.
Very aggressive effort by Pope. And the foul is called as Kelly goes in for two.
You know what always surprises me is Brian has excellent speed for a big player. And he's graceful. He's not klutzy at all. He has nice balance. He just plays well out on that floor. He's a great influence coming off the bench. And you know, I know this, he might not like this, but he reminds me of Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale, an interesting comparison.
They used to call Kevin, you know, Lurch.
Brian at the line, he gets his first free throw to drop.
The Adams family, you know, Lurch.
And a perennially strong foul shooter. He gets both of them. Here comes North Andover. Kevin Tanglis has the ball. He moves it to Dodge. Dodge looking for options over to Tanglis. Inside of the big man. Sean, it really looks like the North Andover checking the score, 17-15 to favor the Sachems. They're trying to get the ball down low to the 6'6" Boutier. Really have him carry the load on offense and then use their speed on defense to try and wear the Sachems down.
I think so, and that surprises me because you've only got one big guy, and you got to have him on defense as well as offense. There's not going to be much left in him at this rate. I mean, he's just, you know, he's going to be scraping paint with 5 guys down low all day. It's going to wear him out.
Sean, for a 12-8 record on the 9th seed in the North Sectionals, I've seen 1 3-point shot put up by North Andover.
Yeah, very surprising. And they're perimeterly moving that ball. They're moving that ball along the perimeter. They're trying to spring him loose, dragging the Sachems out. If I was the Sachems now, I'd let him have a couple threes.
And you know they're good for it. The Sachems, one of the strongest 3-point teams in the league. And Brian Kelly shows you right there, putting the lights out with that 3-pointer.
I like that. He got a good look at the hoop. There was someone there on the weak side to pick up the rebound if there was one. Yeah, it was nice ball movement by the Sachems.
And Sean, there was an inbound violation. So the Sachems will get the ball underneath.
This would be a nice 5-point swing here for the Sachems.
20-17. The Sachems doing their best to pull away. Murray loses the handle, ball on the floor. And Tanglis comes away. Down low to the big man. Knocked away by Phil Murray.
Sachems got to do a little bit better job of keeping track of the ball. They should treat it like money. They better keep both hands on the purse. Just not letting too many loose balls. And
Dan Guzlian, the 5'9" senior guard, will check back in for the Scarlet Knights as Fleming will bring the ball up. Pope has the ball on the right side. Over to Fleming. Fleming inside to Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig is called for the travel.
I'll tell you, both teams have had some trouble with traveling calls. The Knights more than the Sachems, but again, they're trying to drag the Sachems out, and again, the Sachems got a box out.
A good feed and the offensive boards kill the Sachems again. A good look inside by the Scarlet Knights.
What the Knights are trying to do here a little bit is trying to get the Sachems to over-pursue defensively and create some space and some lanes for which they can make their penetration. And what the Sachems have got to do is stay in the paint, a little closer to the paint, and force this team to shoot a little bit from outside. If you come out too much to defend them, they're going to pick you apart. Would you agree, Steve?
I think you're absolutely right on the money with that one, Sean. They're trying to force you off, run you away, set up the big man. If you give them the outside, force them to shoot the outside shot, and shut down Kevin Boultier, the game is pretty much in your hands and yours to dictate.
I mean, they have not demonstrated any ability to hit the ball from outside.
Should be a good halftime adjustment. We'll see if Coach Dale mentions that at the intermission.
Now the station's a little bit better right here, right now. Yes. Now
Good
that's
rebound.
exactly what they needed to do, Steve. Great defense right now by the Stations.
Pope sets a fast break over to Kelly. Kelly to Murray. Murray in traffic. The ball's knocked away. Over to Pope. Pope. Foul for 3. And he's at the line. Excuse me, they'll call 2 shots. And a look at the Sachem fans jam-packed in those bleachers.
Some of them have some pretty concerned looks there, and I think they're rightfully so. This is going to be a tough game here tonight.
We haven't seen a lot of fireworks, not a lot of scoring. The Sachems have not put the ball up from outside. They haven't hit a 3 yet.
So they've hit one.
You're right, Brian Kelly hit a 3 from that left corner. So a very hard-fought grudge match, a lot of physical play under the boards.
Well, as they say, in the NBA, it's fast break all season long. As soon as the playoffs come, everything turns into a half-court game.
Exactly.
What takes to win the regular season does not necessarily translate into what wins in postseason. That's why I think the Stations have a nice chance at having a nice tournament run, Steve. They
Sean, that's
have
what
the makings of a half-court team.
This is where the Sachems can get you, too. Like you mentioned earlier, if they're going to foul Winchester and put them at the line, let's take advantage of it. We're a great free throw shooting team. Alex Pope, one of our better free throw shooters, and he proves it there. He gets 2 or 3, and we can really take control of this game if we make the adjustments and really slow them down.
Well, I think what people understand better now in sports after watching the Patriots is ball possession is key. It's not always about how many points you score, but how much time you occupy the ball and control the tempo of the game. Right now, the Sachems have got the team that can do that. They've just got to box out, control it on the defensive end.
And the one thing that I've learned from the Patriots is a defense is your best offense.
Absolutely.
And the Sachems have not played outstanding defense thus far this year. And the tournament is a great time to start.
Yeah, and Thompson at Georgetown made a legend out of guys playing great defense and winning in tournaments.
In comes Colin King. He is checked in, known as C. Diddy around Winchester High.
Now, I like what I've seen the last 3 possessions here by the Sachems. Setting up and getting the penetration, getting that one-on-one matchups that they want, and then taking them to the hole.
And here we go again. Alex Pope is at the line once again for the Sachems. He gets his first one. And a timeout is called by Coach McVeigh.
I think that's a smart timeout right now for the Knights, because I'd say right now they're like a boxer. They're taking a couple of shots to the head in there. They're feeling a little dizzy here.
Scarlett Knights will go to the bench and talk things over as you see the Sachems talking things out with Coach Dale and his coaching staff at Winchester High. Sean, breaking down that North Andover offensive attack, we've seen number 45, Kevin Boultier, come out to the top of the key, take a pass, work it back to the guards, then get down low, stay between the blocks predominantly. The guards moving the ball well outside, working it beyond the arc, and really trying to set the ball up underneath.
It's impressive, very impressive.
If that continues, the game will remain low scoring. If the Sachems take your advice, back off, make them shoot the outside shot, force them to come out of their game, I think the Sachems can run away with it.
And remember, your players are going to be in position to get easy rebounds because their players are going to be on the perimeter outside. All you got to do then is turn around and take the ball out of the air.
Exactly. Andover is not putting a lot of guys on the box. They're keeping them outside, trying to set up their offense like they want to play. If you can make them put up that outside shot, the Sachems are all over the paint. The rebounds will pick up. That'll lead to the fast breaks and the easy points that the Sachems are accustomed to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the other thing that the Sachems can do here to help themselves is don't get dragged out. Don't get pulled out. And it'll be interesting to see if the Knights can stay disciplined with this offense.
Sachems trying to do it now. They're using that zone more effectively.
There it is. Great isolation
inside
there.
Pass. Right to Boultier. Pope to C. Diddy. C. Diddy trying to set the offense. Down low to Murray. Murray tries to kick it back up top. King, the attempted steal. Bandai's got a man. Bandai up top to King. King flashes. Kelly for three. No. And Phil Murray will be called for pushing off, Sean.
Did you see a push?
I didn't see any.
I didn't see a push.
I saw a good offensive board.
Yeah, I saw a guy who has about 1.5 foot in height over another guy, and I think what happens here is an inexperienced ref thinks there's a push. How could and then he's got to realize the guy's only 5'4" or 5'6". The other guy's got a foot on him. He doesn't have to go over him. He just goes up for the ball. He's going to get that.
Good movement around the perimeter once again, trying to set up Boutier. They'll go back and forth all day long. Dodge. Drives. Good feed. Dodge has it. And he can't get anything.
Yeah, some nice help on the defense there. Yeah, take a bus next time. Call a cab.
Fleming will check in for the Sachems as Pope is called for the travel.
But you know something? That's not a bad walk. Yeah, it's a mistake, but what I like was the player was looking to give to his teammate, looking to make that pass, looking and not afraid to try it. And that's what you want to knock them out. That's how you do it. You got to break them down and you got to make them pay.
Gaultier, 2 men on, can't get it.
And
a good defensive job by the Sachems that time. Pope.
Exactly what we wanted.
Pope loses the handle on that one as he tries to go to Fleming. And here come the Scarlet Knights. The problem with that one, Sean, Fleming tried to step on the passing lane.
Yeah.
He tried to get around Boutier and shut down his offense. Pump pass right over his head, and Boutier was able to get 2.
Again, this is a North Andover team here. Obviously can have 2 or 3 players who can handle the ball decently. And that's going to hurt you. That's how they're going to run their offense. They know that when they got their 3 guys at the top of the key, you can get great passes from 3 great players, not necessarily through 1 guy. So it makes them very hard to shut them down.
And the score remains tight, 24-23, a low-scoring affair. Looks like just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Murray at the line after the blocking foul, and he gets his first one. And in will come Matt Garvey, the junior guard. He will send Kelly to forward and take out John Bandai. Brian, a very versatile player, able to play both the guard and forward spot. Loose ball. Sean, it looks like the Sachems have backed off their full court defense, using it every so often, trying to keep things mixed up.
I think that's a great idea too. Keep changing it up, give them some different looks. You don't want to burn yourself out here in the first half. Full court press requires a lot of energy. Good call by the official.
Violation. It seems as if for a team of perennial guards, they're having trouble holding onto the ball, loosen the handle quite a bit, and really not being able to get anything going on those fast breaks because they're traveling, because they're losing handle on the ball.
And of course, you run into one thing too when you have 3 guards handling the ball is there's going to be a lot of touches on that ball, and that means there's just that many more chances somebody's going to double dribble, or make a bad pass. Or
good look to Dodge. Dodge can't finish. Boutier can't find it. Loose ball. Fleming picks it up.
That's too many looks at the hoop by the Sachems. They got to get.
Excellent pass by Pope inside to Murray. Murray is fouled, and he'll be at the line for 2 once again.
Again, the Sachems have got to box out. That's 3 shots that they allowed that time down the floor, Steve. They have got to give them 1 shot and then shut down the door.
Sean, it's interesting looking around the gym here tonight. I can make out Brian Ross and Paul Mantrano from the Burlington Red Devils team, who have come down to watch the Sachems battle the Scarlet Knights.
Well, as a former athlete who played in the Middlesex League and as a coach, as soon as tournament time comes, you cheer for the guys in your league. Because they represent you. And it's nice to see them here. And is Burlington in the tournament?
No, they did not qualify. Had a sub-500 record.
Now that's too bad because I thought they had the best team concept all season long.
A great coach at Burlington in the form of Coach Nick Pappas.
I think so too as well.
And you can count on Burlington to give you a game every time out.
Sacham's doing some great D here. Yes. Sacham's a little overplaying by the Sachams there, but
nonetheless, the foul is called on the floor.
it's a 1-on-1 situation.
Looks like just under 56 seconds left on the game clock for the first half. There's a look at Coach McVeigh and his assistants. They lose the handle on the rebound, giving Andover more life. Outside, a three-point shot.
Nice block.
Nowhere close. The number 33, David Kudzian, is able to put it back.
Second shots.
Kelly for three. Nope. Loose ball. King picks it up. A great effort by King as he loses it. An excellent steal. King wasn't able to finish, and it goes off his fingertips, and North Andover will regain possession.
I thought that was a bad situation there for the Sachams. I felt they should have played for the last shot or a better look at the shot and left less time on the clock for North Andover. A little undisciplined there by the Sachams.
No shot. Fleming hits it anyway, but the official waved it off after it
looked good, though. That looked good.
Sure looked good. I think that'll make the highlight video.
Yeah, well, let's.
At the half, as we head into the half, a quick check of our sponsor. Once again, tonight's game being brought to you by Winchester Hospital. Proud to support a healthy community is Winchester Hospital, located at 41 Highland Avenue in Winchester, Massachusetts. Sean, a great first half. We can expect great things for the second half. And a final look at the score, 27-25 in favor of the Sachams. And we'll be back for your second half action here on WinCam Sports' first round of the MIAA Division II State Tournament.
Every day we throw away tons of trash that could easily be recycled. Every week in Massachusetts, we throw out almost 1 million newspapers. We use more than 9,000 plastic bottles every minute.
But only about 25% of them are recycled.
Some people think recycling takes too much time or it's too hard. This is going to be our world soon.
Help us take care of it.
Recycle.
It's one place where a little effort
Can make a big difference.
Welcome back to second half action. The score of the half, 27-25 in favor of your Winchester Sachams as they collide with the North Andover Scarlet Knights. Picking up the action, the Knights have control. They attempt a three. And the first three of the night for the Scarlet Knights. And they come out
trying
firing.
to send a message here, I think.
All guns blazing in the second half. Good screen, great look down low, and Murray's got it.
Nice comeback by the Sachams.
Let's take a look at that defense, Sean, see if they're trying to force them out.
Yeah, they're trying to get that isolation there.
He can't get it. Big rebound by Murray. Murray to Fleming. Fleming will come up the middle. It didn't look like they were trying to set up that three-point shot, especially after they saw that one drained in the early going. 29-28, Sachams lead.
And it looks like a little bit of a defensive adjustment here. The Knights are trying to harass the Sachams a little further out. They're not quite, I'd call it almost a half-court full press.
Not fully aware that the Sachams are great from the outside. Bandai for three. He got it. John Bandai, the big man, for three. They call him Birdman in Winchester High, and he was soaring after that shot.
Nice D there. Again, you know what, Steve, what's very frustrating when you do watch our Sachems here is we're very good at not giving a good look at the hoop off the first shot, and that should benefit us in getting a good rebound. We're still not getting it, and we got to have it here in the second half.
Banda inside to Murray. Murray out to Fleming. Fleming for three. The Rifleman's got it. As the fireworks continue, back-to-back threes for the Sachems. And a look of pure gratification on the face of John Fleming.
A little reach out and touch someone long distance style on that last three-pointer.
I can fly. The score, 35-28 in favor of the Sachems. They need to shut them down here. Too many steps.
Well, the Andover coach wasn't too happy with that call and was giving a little ear to the official.
After that three-point shot in the opening seconds, the guns have been silenced for the Scarlet Knights. Down low to Murray, and he's fouled by number 32, John Dollably.
You know, this is a really nice look offensively here by the Sachems early. They're not just going out there and trying to light up the threes, but they're looking for what the Knights are giving them and then exploiting it there, Steve.
Sean, looking at that Sachem defense, after that three-pointer early by Dollably, do you think it turned the Sachems off, trying to force them out?
Yes, I definitely do, though. We're just a little too picked up an offensive foul on Murray, but I agree. I think a little light went off on the corner of everybody's eyes, and they have answered the bell.
Of course, WinCam Sports coverage being brought to you by the MIAA and their Division II state tournament run. Vandercrack tries to keep the ball in bounds as it clangs around under our feet, Sean.
Yeah, and you know what I liked was it wasn't Murray that rebounded that ball for a change.
True. There are the North Andover fans. As you mentioned, great road team, travel well, as do all the programs out of the Cape Ann Conference. Sean, as Jeff Vandercrack picks up the blocking foul on the floor, it looks like both teams have tried to change their pace a little bit. North Andover a little bit more than the Sachems. We saw their offense. They're slashing more. They're not really trying to isolate Boltier. I think they're trying to pick up a new pace of the game, make the Sachems adjust, and hopefully have them run away with it.
Well, I'm sure, you know, like all good teams, you feel out a great three-pointer. I think that was a three-pointer there by the Knights. They were feeling out the Sachems, and they probably went into the locker room and said, hey, coach, I can run on the guy who's guarding me, or I can make some slashing attacks here and open up some three-pointers.
Good look underneath, and Bandai gets two. It looks like we've seen runs by both teams. The big three early, the Sachems took control, back-to-back three-pointers by Bandai and Fleming. Now the Scarlet Knights are on a run. We've seen three three-point shots already. And it's another traveling violation on the floor. The score, 37-31 in favor of the Sachems. They managed to keep their lead.
Right now, a good timeout by the Knights coach here, Steve. And I'll tell you why. His players were starting to lose a little of their composure. They were unhappy with the call down here on the travel, which he did travel. Both feet were moving. He needed to call a cab. But that was a smart timeout, Steve, by their coach. I mean, obviously they have a great coaching staff here with the Knights, but that was smart because I think they were starting to get a little unhinged. They have the emotion, they feel they can play, but definitely had lost a little composure.
Sean, as the Sachem cheerleaders take the floor once again tonight, they've done a great job all season, might I add. Let's turn the tables a little bit. You're Coach McVeigh, you're North Andover. How do you beat the Sachem team?
Well, I think he's been very successful with moving that ball around the perimeter, trying to get that isolation with his one player, getting the Sachems overplaying. I think the Sachems can be a little overzealous in their defense and try to spread their defensive coverage too far, and I think that's the key. And I think the one other key is they got to shoot the three once in a while, keep them honest, drag the Sachems out to play on the bigger field, on the bigger floor. The bigger you make the floor as a small team, the tougher it is for a big team to beat you.
Well, Sean, I think the great part about this game, it's the 8 and 9 seed. It's the grudge match. No favorites, no underdogs. Two teams have a lot to prove and really come out here guns blazing, trying to make a name for themselves in the tournament.
Absolutely. I think in college basketball you have teams like Gonzaga, teams who are your 8th or 9th seed. They don't get a lot of respect, but they're good teams. They're quality teams.
And they're there every year.
And they're there every year. In fact, I have my Gonzaga t-shirt on as we speak.
Do you? Sean,
Go Zags.
If we go back in time to this time last year, it was same situation here at the Fieldhouse, but instead of the North Andover Scarlet Knights, the Arlington Spy Ponders were on the floor. A team that, in my opinion, is very similar to the Reddings and the North Andovers.
Mm-hmm.
You have your established big man, you have a power forward, and a team of perennial guards. Let's take a look at that last foul. Split screen. And it looks like he came in around the back. As I was saying, Sean, the Sachems won that first round contest, beat the Spy Ponders. We're fortunate enough to have another home game where Malden Catholic came down here to Winchester. And of course the Sachems were upset in that game and were from there knocked out of the tournament.
Well, you know, the Spy Ponders are always, I think it's a good comparison between North Andover and the Spy, North Andover and Arlington. Absolutely very comparable programs.
North Andover will set their inbound package. 3, way off the mark that time. Couldn't buy a bucket with that one, Sean.
Yeah, I'd like to know why we didn't get that rebound. We go up for the ball. We need to go up for that ball and box out.
Dodges underneath, in comes Dobley. Good perimeter ball work, trying to set up the big man. Up top. And a huge block, it looked like all ball, but nonetheless, Murray is called for the foul.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's Murray's 3rd or maybe even 4th foul.
Could be. Here we have Andrew Spieler shooting the game film for the Sachem basketball team. Andrew, a phenomenal student, very talented individual in his field, and puts together the highlight film at the end of the year for most of the sports teams here at Winchester High School. He does a phenomenal job, and it's something everybody looks forward to see that highlight film at the end of the year. And much praise should go out to Andrew Spieler. He works very hard at what he does and has a bright, bright future ahead of him. Back down to the action as Pope weaves through midcourt. Works the ball low to Murray. Murray in traffic. He's got 2, and he gets 2. Against all odds has been the story of Phil Murray's season. Taking on double teams, triple teams, taking the foul. Able to put that bucket in. And a true bright spot for the Sachem team. Trying to push him. Force them beyond that arc, make them prove it. Dodge, thought about it, pulls back. Good look, mid-range jumper, ugly shot. They can't get through. Dodge for 3.
Short. Nice defense there by the Sachem, so they didn't get the rebound or the missed shot. They ran the clock, the shooting clock out on the Knights.
We felt that breeze over here. That was a violent air ball. Fleming up the right side. Looking for options. And it looks like the foul is called on Vanderkrijk, a push in the paint, and the Scarlet Knights will take over.
Well, this kind of an odd call at this juncture of the game. It's 39-31 in favor of your Sachems.
Ball moving around the outside. Over to Dodge. Dodge for 3. Can't get it. Big rebound by Vanderkrijk.
That's what we want to see. No second shots.
Fleming works on Duffy. Murray all alone on Dobley. Looking to take him. Fleming for 3. Just misses. Kelly's there. He can't get it. And the Scarlet Knights regain possession. A drive by Dobley. And a nice finger roll lay-in. He gets that one.
Right now, if I was Quinton, I'd call a timeout.
It looks like Ryan Duffy, the sophomore guard, is called for the foul. Jeff Vanderkreik has 4 fouls. He'll be sat down in favor of John Banda.
I think what you might see here is if the Sachem's don't score, you're going to see Quinton call a timeout. Coach Quintondale call a timeout. 'Cause he's got to help his team a little bit here and squash some of this momentum.
Pope for 3. He got it. And a huge 3. Boom shakalaka. The nail in the coffin for Pope.
Nothing but the bottom of the barrel on that one.
Alex won a little change of pace. He's wearing his black road shoes for tonight's game. So I think it's even more appropriate to say, is it the shoes? Boltier back in after a long stint on the bench. I think he's in foul trouble. 42-33 the score.
Great defensive stance there by the Sachems.
In favor of the Sachems. Good ball movement. Fleming to Kelly. Kelly to Pope. Pope wide open.
Oh,
Kiss it goodbye.
Great. You know, you just saw something out of the Knights game plan. Perimeter ball movement and then the outside shot.
Good night, Sachem fans. Alex Pope turns the lights out for 3.
Now that was nice ball movement by the Sachems there around the outside of the perimeter and then getting a nice look for that 3-pointer. But that's something that the Knights have been doing a little bit, though they're looking more for that slash and burn attack. But the Sachems take a little page out of their opponent's book. Nice move.
And a timeout is called to stop the bleeding. 45-33 in favor of your Sachems. And we mentioned, if the Sachems are fortunate enough, or North Andover, to pick up a victory here tonight, they're going to travel to Charlestown. They're going to meet probably the best team in Massachusetts in the form of the Townies. But I always like to say, and does every athlete here at Winchester High School, that keep hope alive and let's win this first one.
Well, you know something, that you got to play them. You got to play them. And
Can't feed into the hype.
You cannot, reputations don't score points. Players score points.
And it is not uncommon, especially in big tournaments such as we're involved in right now, that the sleeper, the Cinderella, the underdog, the team that nobody picks to win,
Gonzaga.
upsets the powerhouse, as you mentioned. A team in there every year. Gonzaga, the sleeper, the Cinderella team of your NCAA tournament pool.
Hey, tournament play is more what I know about than any other, probably a lot of other athletes. My sport is my primary sport, tennis. You develop a tournament savvy. And I'll tell you what gets you in the regular season isn't always what helps you win in the tournament.
Lights out, Alex Pope for 3. It doesn't get any better than that as the swish was heard in the Merrimack Valley. And just as we say that, Phil Murray is called for a foul that once again looked like all ball. Let's take a look at Pope's 3-point spectacular on that last one. Good feed by Fleming right there.
Nice open look, no one near him.
And the Winchester fans getting into it with a Pope is nasty chant. Sean, Pope from the outside reminds me a lot of Duke's Jason Williams. It's just a touch, and it's automatic. He's there all the time. And if he misses, it's by a quarter of an inch. He doesn't miss often, but when he does,
he follows.
He's very consistent, a great all-around player, and just has one of those natural touches.
He has a nice stroke. I agree, Steve.
And don't get me wrong, Alex has worked extremely hard at this game and deserves every ounce of credit and praise that anyone will give him, but he really does have that shooter's touch and a hot hand, especially tonight from the outside. Let's see it again. Just off the mark. I think he rushed that one a little too much, Sean.
I think he did. I think he needed to kick that one out a little bit.
Boltier.
Nice penetration.
But Sean, it's interesting, he's been quiet. Pope's threes have shut the offensive attack down for the Scarlet Knights, and Boltier and the Knights need to get back on the offensive attack.
The Knights here are well, except for that miscue, But again, I think because so many of their players need to touch the ball so many times, they're going to have miscues. They're going to have you dribble off the leg. And
Dodge lost it on that one. Kelly, great look down, little Bandai. Bandai backs in and he gets 2.
Nice read there by Brian Kelly.
As the intensity picks up and the excitement just resounds throughout the field house. Boutier gets another 2. And we haven't seen anyone go to the bench on this run.
No.
Rightfully so.
Though Kelly came in for a substitution.
You're right. I stand corrected. Pope was looking to get it outside to Fleming, but it fell right into the hands of Kevin
trying to do a
Tanglis.
little too much, trying to help too much there.
Twombly can't get it, 50-39, and a jump ball is called, but it'll favor the Sachems, Sean.
You know, right there, I wish we could see a replay on that, because we had 3 Sachems with a chance to box that ball out and take it, and they watched the ball go up and then drop right in between them. Neither one of them spoke up or took charge, and you can't do that.
Tonight's game brought to you by Winchester Hospital, proud to support a healthy community.
And you crash those boards.
You're right, Sean. Communication could be a little bit better. And Murray will back in traffic. He can't get that one to drop. Gets his own rebound. Good effort. Bandai, he's fouled, and he'll be at the line for 2.
That was a nice effort. Now that's what we need at the defensive end of the floor. We need that same type of effort. People just crashing.
Coach McVeigh not happy with the performance of his Scarlet Knights thus far. And there are Alex's shoes right there. He's wearing the road black.
The dress black.
The dress black. He likes to wear
shoes
to his road games. And I didn't have a chance to talk to him before the game, so I'm not sure why he decided to go with that, but you can't blame him, Sean. It's worked thus far.
Oh, definitely. Don't mess with a winning streak.
Score stands 52-39 outside. Dodge 3. No. And they can't get the rebound inside the Boutier. Loose ball. Kelly's got it. Over to Pope. Pope up court to Kelly. Great look. I didn't see a travel that time, Sean. Looked like a good move if you ask me.
Yeah, and there was a caution just given to the Knight bench to stay seated, not come out on the floor.
A look at our wonderful production crew here at WinCam Sports, who have been with us through the thick and thin, who've put up with our contract disputes. No, just kidding. The crew, our producer and director, Donald Cronin. There's Don down in the studio with our engineer, Adam Dusenberry.
Nice rebound by Brian Kelly there.
The internal organs of WinCam Sports and our camera operators, George McKenna and Doug Turner, who we mentioned have stood by us and brought the great coverage of men's and women's boys basketball all season long.
Just been professional all year.
There's a look at Doug Turner.
Yeah.
A junior camera. How you doing, Doug? A junior camera operator.
They just do a great job. Very professional.
Back down to the action. Murray has it on the left side. Pope loses the handle. Tanglis drives. And they will call the foul on Fleming.
And Quintandale's going to call a timeout right here, right now.
5 ticks left on the game clock.
And we got a 52-39 score.
Looks like it.
You know, I'm glad Pope chose something good to start a streak on with the shoes. I used to hate it when the players would get superstitious and not wash the uniforms when I coached soccer. Oh, I'm telling you, you can get 12, 15 wins in a row, and That ride on that bus is...
That'll hurt any program. There's George McKenna, another one of our professional junior camera operators here at WinCam Sports. Sean, if you notice around George's neck, we have an all-access pass here as members of the Free Press. I like mine.
Yeah, security here is as tight as it is at the Olympics.
Let me tell you, when I parked my bike outside, I was met with a barrage of security provisions.
Well, it's funny that they said for every athlete there were 4 security officers at the Olympics. Geez, does the word police state mean anything to anyone?
52-39. Look at that Sachem Bentz.
Again, the score 39-52 in favor of the Sachems.
And Fanglis can't get either of them to drop. Over to Dodge. Dodge for 3. Got it.
You know, that is bad defense by by our team here.
And they will say that Murray had his foot out of bounds. Tonight's MIAA coverage of the first round of the Division II state tournament.
We have got to get those rebounds.
There is Coach McVeigh and his assistants looking on intently. Fanglis thought about it. Pulls it back.
Nice.
Good knock away by Fleming. He couldn't get possession. The shot clock down to 5, 4. And it'll reset. Bandai takes and the foul is called on... Excuse me, Sean, it looks like they'll call Bandai for stepping out of bounds. It didn't look like he had possession of the ball. The score, 52-42.
I'm surprised they didn't call backcourt on the Knights because he never had position. He touched the ball, but he never had possession of the ball.
The lead cut to 10. Dodge to Dwobley. Dwobley back to Dodge. Dodge working on Pope. Up top to Conley. Conley 3, no. Rebound by Dwobley, and we need some big rebounds underneath. Fanglis 3, no.
They're getting beaten to position by guys who are a foot shorter than our front forwards.
It all comes back to boxing out. It all comes back to being aggressive underneath and taking control of a game defensively. Kelly, as we see the Sachem parents.
I'll tell you what, the Knights did not come alone tonight.
Pope mid-range jumper can't get it. Rebound by Dwobley. Dwobley to Fanglis. As we see once again the Sachem parents. Up top is Dwobley over to Dodge. Dodge drives, good feet underneath. Knocked away by Alex Pope. You don't want him. And they will say that the ball was out of bounds. Sachems will take possession.
I tell you what, we have got to get some rebounds. We need some defensive rebounds.
Fleming, 3, no. Looks like another foul called on the Sachems.
That one was called on Pope, I think.
And there we are, Sean. As always, bringing the action all season long. And there you see to our right, Tommy Carr, our PA announcer. The men behind WinCam Sports, as I like to think. There's Tommy. Sean, we mentioned that the roster's expanded for the tournament. The Sachems went to their JV program and pulled up 2 of the predominant players on that team, and the leading scorers, Evan Galante and Mike Shea, Matt Shea's younger brother. They apparently have had a great week of practice and show great signs for the future. Both of them, Evan is a freshman and Mike a sophomore. So it's clear that the Sachems will have some great clubs down the road, especially with Coach Dale at the helm.
It's going to be tough to replace Murray, but you do have a great nucleus here.
Brian Kelly for three. Sachem's not going to go down without a fight as they continue to take the bricks out of this building. And an ugly shot. Let's take a look at Kelly's three on the replay board.
Wide
Great
open.
angle.
Yeah.
Good touch. And Murray is fouled once again as he goes up strong, and he'll be at the line for two.
Again, the Sachems could really take control of this game. Steve, if they just rebound on the defensive end of the floor, and I know we've been hopping on it, but this is the Achilles heel. You cannot give an opponent that many looks at the hoop. Eventually, even a blind man's going to score.
55-43 in favor of your Winchester Sachems. The winner goes on to the second round in Charlestown to meet the Townies.
I think what's interesting is it is an art form, the defensive rebound. I mean, that's why Dennis Rodman had such a long career and was so sought after, because he sacrificed himself for the better of the team.
You're right, Joe. 56-43 now.
Now, was that Pope called for a foul as he gave a little poke to the player coming down the floor?
I'm not sure, but he's talking things over with Coach Dale as we speak.
I saw Pope kind of lean out with his elbow there and just kind of slow down the ball handler and got called for it.
James Duobley, the 5'11" sophomore guard, number 30, is at the line. Excuse me, number 32. The 6-foot junior guard, I apologize. Kelly over to Pope. 56-45. Sachems on the attack. Over to Fleming. Fleming to Pope. Pope working on dodge. Great screen that time by Murray. Feed to Murray. Underneath. Can't get it. On rebound. Up again. He's got it. Phil Murray.
Great effort.
Excellent second effort by Phil Murray.
Nice give and go by Pope and Murray. Good communication.
Captain Smooth making his presence felt. And a big block by Murray. Nonetheless, Boutier picks it up. Coach McVeigh will call timeout to talk things over with the Scarlet Knights as both teams head to their benches.
Right now, again, the key, Steve, defensive hold. We need here 3 or 4 trips up the floor with the Knights not coming away with anything for the Sachems to take control.
Sean,
otherwise they're going to be in the game.
It's interesting. It seems like time has been standing still, and yet there's 1 minute 34 seconds left on the game clock. And this one is just about over. It'll be interesting to see who can make that final push for a victory with just over a minute left.
Well, I'll tell you what, my feeling of this game right now is that the Knights are not out of it. You know?
Coach McVeigh has gone to his bench. It looks like he's going to go get his shooters, try and come back into this game with a three-point shot. And if Boutier's there down low, they'll get him the ball, try and get him 2 points. Sachems, they're going to try and bring in the big guns. They go back with their starting 5 with the exception of Kelly. And they're going to put up the three-point shot. They're going to give the ball down low to Murray. They're going to play the same game they're playing. They're not going to make any adjustments because it's worked for them.
I would have to agree with it. And the thing is here, though, the big thing is we need defensive stops. We don't need, when that rebound comes out for that three-pointer, we got to make sure we clamp down on it.
Murray almost lost that one. And it looks like a foul is called on the Scarlet Knights. And Murray will be at the line shooting 1 and 1, I believe.
Now the great thing about this too is you get to set your defense on the other end.
In comes Dodge. He'll check in for the Scarlet Knights.
I like the man who's taking the shots right now.
Phil Murray has kept this team in the mix, in the run of the ML10 all season long, and has been just a phenomenal success story. Conley drills the three. It looks like he wasn't beyond the arc on that one, but apparently we're wrong.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was just barely. Well, right now, the Knights feel they can win. This is a great game here, Steve. And I just don't see them fading away on us in the last minute and 13 or so seconds left in this game.
Not at all.
Sachems have got to hold some strong possession. Time of possession here is going to be key. Got to run some of that clock off. We've got to get a good look at that hoop.
Some North Andover female fans cheering for their team.
You know, I think it would be a miss not to point out that those Sachem ladies had a victory over Lincoln Sudbury this week.
Good note. Very true.
Congratulations to them. I think they've had a stupendous season, and wish them luck the rest of the tournament.
Well, Sean, we talk about the winner of this game having to go play Charlestown. The winner of the Lincoln Sudbury Winchester game will face Melrose at Melrose.
And I'll tell you what, that's probably the finest team, male or female, I've seen all year. They're like pros out there.
Well, it's interesting, Sean. If the Sachems were to win, the Sachem girls are in the opportunity where they can have a huge upset. Sachem boys will be thrown into that position as well. So
Yes.
It could be a great success story if the Sachems were able to knock off both Melrose and Charlestown and advance into the semifinals of the tournament. Excuse me, quarterfinals.
Well, I think the key for the Sachem ladies would be making their possessions count. They're great at stopping the other team, but they gotta finish. When they get the opportunity to score, they must score.
Clutch free throws from Brian Kelly.
Well, Brian here has been absolutely instrumental coming off the bench today. He's contributed with some nice three-pointers, some good baskets, and right now, some clutch points here at the end of the game.
As a minute wipes away from the clock, they attempt their threes. They can't get it. Fleming with the rebound. He'll be fouled. And Sean, we've said it all season long. We haven't really seen it that much tonight. The Sachem bench. What a story it's been for Coach Dale. And any real Sachem fan can be nothing but happy for this group of seniors and juniors who have just done a great job all season long. Looking at this roster, you've got John Fleming, Matt Garvey, Phil Murray, Julian Lamb, Brian Swanson, Pete Alfonte, Brian Kelly, Scott Rosenswag, Alex Pope, Colin King, Doug Frazier, Paul Conley, Ryan Dupuis, John Bandai, Jeff Vanderkrijk, and George Asfor.
They're just a talented group of kids, and you know they have a bright future. And they could do some damage in this tournament. They shouldn't count themselves out at all.
As far as I'm concerned, no holes in that
just
lineup.
Fouled out.
A look at what's to come for the Sachems.
That's 4 on Murray. One more, and he's going to have a front row seat.
he'll have better seats than we will.
Yeah.
If that's possible.
A room with a view.
There you go. At the line is number 32, John DeWobley. Sean, the Sachems do have great hope for the future. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 juniors on this team. And it really bodes well for Coach Dale. His program has become very strong. And with the senior leadership that will definitely rub off into the next coming year, you can...
All the tournament experience here.
Definitely.
Those kids on that bench right now are learning what it takes. Even the guys who haven't played tonight are learning what it takes to play at this level. They're absorbing, and they want to be part of this. And playing in the postseason is a great motivator for a player in the off-season. Because you know what? You'd rather prefer the view from the floor than from the bench.
Always striving for that extra inch and wanting to advance, and then that next round that you didn't quite get to the year before is motivation enough for any athlete at any level.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Knights here have only got about 30 seconds to go, and I think this game is essentially sewn up here by the Sachems. With a 63-51 lead here. Sachems are taking Murray out, which is a great compliment. Probably the last home game he'll play here, Steve, as a Sachem.
You're right, Sean. Phil Murray will take his final seat. And a phenomenal season. We've been fortunate enough to watch him all year long at home. And it's been a pleasure for both of us to...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He makes other players better on the floor.
A great effort, a true leader, and a great example of sportsmanship and basketball talent in the Middlesex League and anywhere, in my opinion. Phil Murray's done a great job, and all the credit in the world goes out to that young man. He's got a bright future ahead of him, and here at WinCam Sports, we wish him the best of luck.
Only the best.
Sean, with
now the Knights are going to sub in some of their players.
most likely some seniors with the season over, or I shouldn't say over, with the season on its way out.
I'd like to point out that the Sachem fans are giving the Knights players a hefty hand as well. In fact,
Great deal of
both
respect.
crowds have been excellent tonight, Steve. Great support from both crowds and supporting their teams and the athletes on the floor. They've done a fantastic job.
So it looks like Keith Boutier will take a final seat, and a great effort tonight by that young man. Doug Frazier will check in. Alex Pope sits down. Pete Alfonte has checked in. Brian Kelly will sit down. Brian Swanson on his way to check in.
I was going to give an MVP. Who would you give an MVP tonight to?
Oh, it's a tough one, Sean. I wouldn't know where to begin. I think it's been a great team effort.
It has. I'd have to say mine would be Kelly tonight, because he came off the bench, gave him a spark, gave him a little direction, I felt.
Well deserved. A little less than 40 left. And Ryan Dupuis is checked into the game as well, so an all-senior lineup in the form of C. Diddy Colin King, Ryan Dupuis, Brian Swanson, Pete Alfonte, Pistol Pete, and Doug Frazier.
Gets that shooter's roll for that one.
.36 seconds left on the clock, as what would be the last home contest for the Sachems comes to a close.
Of course, this is great for the Sachems. Get some of their other players on the floor, a way of thanking them, and also get your starters, get them some rest, some acknowledgement here, Steve, and.
Ryan Dupuis off the bench, a huge three-pointer, 5-4.
Boy, that got a bigger roar than anything else all night long, Steve.
That is it. The game is over. Ryan Dupuis ends it with a big three-pointer and a great job by that senior. The Sachems win. The Sachems win in the first round of the MIAA Division II state tournament and will travel to Charlestown on Friday. The final score, 68-52. Folks, stay with us. Sean and I will be back to wrap it up right after this.
Hey! Come on! Excuse me!
Your local library has all the information you need, and some you don't.
Steve Latanzi and Sean O'Loughlin with tonight's and final WinCam Sports Player of the Game, Ryan Dupuis. Ryan, first off, that three-pointer, seconds left on the clock. How do you feel?
I feel great. I just had to let it go for the fans. You know, they were chanting my name. I just felt it right here.
Well, we want to know the most important question, though. Were the eyes open or closed?
Oh, my God. It's an insult that you even ask. I just focus in on the rim, and that's all I see.
It's touch. It's touch. Ryan, second off, a great game, a huge win. You're going to travel to Charlestown on Friday to meet the Townies. What do you guys need to do to beat Charlestown?
Oh, we need to do a lot to beat Chucktown. They're quick. If we put 7 men on the court, we would demolish them. But we're gonna have to rotate in about 5 guys every couple minutes because they're quick.
I think also the key is no second shots. You guys have got to do a better job on the defensive boards. Got to box out. Got to be aggressive. You need to get a Barkley mentality underneath that board.
Our guys are going to be banging like Rodman and Barkley going at each other, you know?
Ryan, your last game at Winchester High School as a senior. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Best of luck. Well, we saw a barn burner here tonight. Sean, fireworks all over the board. I mean, what more can be said?
It was a great game. The Sachem's stuck to the game plan, but so did the Knights. The Knights did themselves proud here tonight. If the Sachem's hadn't executed, they were definitely going to walk out of here with a win. So it's a great game all around by both teams. A great win, solid win for the Sachem's. But in order to beat Charlestown, I think that's the key. Is going to be no second shots, boxing out, because I feel the Sachem's have the height and the ability and the desire to win that game. They just have to, take care of the basics.
We've mentioned Charlestown all night long, and to beat the Townies, I think the Sachem's really need to look at that rebounding and restructure their defense, try and really put pressure on the key players, which is a lot of key players for the Townies.
Absolutely, and if you can keep it close with a team that's supposed to win, if you pressure them the entire game and you hang with them, you're going to put some doubt in their heads, and they're going to start to make some mistakes. What you need is players to be very unselfish and give up their own stats and clean those defensive boards. You got to get a Rodman-like performance. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. I remember when Rodman won the rebounding title there one year, he actually cried because he realized how important it was. And teams who are making runs in the NBA, they're always looking for that key role player. Well, the Sachem's need a role player to step up against Charlestown and sacrifice the stats.
Sean, it's been a dream season. I think we should send a big thank you out to the staff here at WinCam Sports, and I know I've enjoyed working with you a great deal. It's been great.
It's been great here. Thank you very much.
And here's to the Sachem's, a big game against Charlestown coming up on Friday. Thank you all. Thank you all for being with us once again. For Sean O'Loughlin, I'm Steve Latanzi. Good night.